the 2007 AVP Crocs Tour. We are in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. In 1996, the Beach first met the Olympic Games, and it was right here in Atlanta, Georgia, that Karch Kiraly captured a gold medal for the United States of America. Since that point, the Beach game has, well, it's grown exponentially. And today, in the heat and humidity of Atlantic Station in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia, we have made our way to Championship Court, where the defending gold medalist, Misty May trainer Kerry Walsh, will take on Tyra Turner and Rachel Wacholder in our AVP Crocs Tour Atlanta Open Women's Final. And for the official introductions, no one does it any better than this man. We go down to the sand and our good friend Chris McGee.
Thank you, Mike Goldberg. Atlanta, have you lost your fire? Where is your fire? Let me hear you in the ATL! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let me introduce to you. She comes from the University of Central Florida. She is one of the most powerful players in the entire world, and she's looking for her first ever victory. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Double T, Tyra Turner! Are you ready, ma'am? She is ready. And her partner, ladies and gentlemen, out of Laguna Beach, California, University of Colorado in Boulder. I like to call her the cover girl. She has 7 open wins, and she is the defending champion right here in Atlanta. Give it up for Rachel Wacholder. Time to meet the gold medalist from the United States of America on the other side of the net. This one comes from Archbishop Mitty High School in Northern California. Stanford University, a 4-time first-team All-American, a 2-time national champion, a 2-time MVP, 72 open wins. Kerry Walsh Jennings. And a partner, ladies and gentlemen, at Long Beach State University, the 2-time NCAA Player of the Year, the 2-time Olympian, 75 open wins, and the 2-time reigning MVP of the AVP, Misty May Trainer.
She is on top of the world right now. Misty May Trainer and Kerry Walsh have won the last 6 tournaments here on the AVP Crocs Tour. They will attempt to win today. Right now, we navigate the match brought to you by Nautica. We welcome in Holly McPhee.
Well, for Rachel Wacholder and Tyra Turner, they need to avoid giving up strings of points. They're playing very well, very consistent, but towards the end of games, they've been giving up 3-4 points in a row. They can't do that today against Misty and Kerry. They also need to continue playing great defense, putting the pressure on the opponent with their block and Rachel's great defense. For Misty May Trainer and Kerry Walsh, they need to slow down Rachel. Rachel does a good job siding out against this team. They run a quick offense, and she's able to chip around Kerry Walsh. Also, Misty May Trainer and Kerry Walsh, they need to jump serve and go aggressive and put pressure on Tyra and Rachel.
Our rules here on the AVP Crocs Tour: best 2 out of 3 games. The first 2 games to 21 points. The third game, if needed, will work itself to 15 points. Rally scoring is in effect, which means a point is earned on every play here outside downtown Atlanta, and you must win each game by 2 points. Holly talked about how Rachel plays very well. Rachel Wacholder against May Walsh. May Trainer and Walsh have lost 11 matches in their AVP careers together, including 1 forfeited match. 5 of those have come at the hands of Rachel Wacholder. Many of those with her former partner Elaine Youngs, the defending champions Rachel Wacholder and Elaine Youngs here in Atlanta. Wacholder gets us started. And that is the patented over-the-top shot that no one does better in the world than Misty May. Tyra Turner is 0-13 lifetime against Misty May and Kerry Walsh. 4 times she's extended the match to 3 games.
Go, Kerry.
The battle at the net.
Line.
And another one. This time a big swing in the finish by Kerry Walsh. Turner and Wacholder find themselves in the finals again. St. John Smith How'd they do it?
Well, you know, they started out pretty slow. They lost to Davis and Jordan, but that Davis and Jordan played outstanding this whole tournament. Then they had to come back and win 2 more against Fendrick and Roca and Dodd Manello. And then today, earlier on, Boston Ross, who are also playing great, and Dinesh Shane Fontana, who are also playing great at the moment.
Third final of the season for Rachel Wacholder and Tyra Turner. Carrie Walsh and Misty May, they lost in the semis in Miami. They've been cruising since that point, Holly.
Well, Carrie Walsh and Misty May Traynor are playing really consistent, winning all their matches in 2. Kale Burdine, Brittany Hochaver, Angie Akers, and Brooke Hansen, who had a great tournament this weekend, finishing in 5th. Defeated Boston Ross in 2. Under the lights on Saturday night, played great volleyball, and today had a battle, at least for the first match, against Annette Davis and Jenny Johnson-Jordan, but 1 and 2. 17
straight wins, 16 by sweep for Misty May and Carrie Walsh. And the point for Tyra Turner. So we're tied at 2.
Tyra does a good job of backing up off the net and then digging that ball overhand and then going back and hammering it.
Well, there you see Dinesh Shane Fontana making another Final Four, and Annette Davis, Jenny Johnson-Jordan making their way back towards where they believe they belong. That's in the Final Four. As Holly talked about, Brooke Hansen ties a career high with Akers in a 5th place finish. Boston Ross also in 5th place this week. Tied at 2 early women's final.
Come on, Reach.
And Wacholder can't reach for it, and it's 3-2 May Walsh. 6 straight tournament wins, 13 of the past 14 for Misty May and Carrie Walsh, and they have made all 53 of their AVP tournaments played as partners. They have made all 53 Final Fours. That defines dominance. Right at the net. That's trouble. A little bit of wind.
It has been a little bit windy all weekend, but you know, I've seen Tyra setting Rachel all weekend, and that's her second tight set of the final. I think she's a little bit nervous. She's trying to push Rachel up to the net and just a little bit too tight.
Walsh to serve 4-2. And trouble once again. And not the start that Tyra Turner and Rachel Wacholder wanted by any means. As May Walsh lead quickly here in Game 1 by a score of 5-2 here in Atlanta. The AVP Crocs Tour Atlanta Open at Atlantic Station is being brought to you by Crocs. Play hard, live comfortably. By refreshingly smooth Bud Light, always worth it. By McDonald's. And by Gatorade. Gatorade, it's in the AVP. Is it in you? And once again here in the finals in Atlanta, where they were defeated 1 season ago, Misty May and Carrie Walsh, Mike Gilbert, St. John Smith. Glad to be with you here on the AVP Crocs Tour. What motivates, what keeps the best team in the world motivated to stay on top of the mountain?
Well, I think for really great teams, they just don't want to lose. I mean, they don't really need anything else, but I know that they're probably out there looking for anything to help them get fired up, like a loss last year here. Or if somebody looks at them cross-eyed, you know, they'll take that as a personal threat and they'll go after them. They'll take anything and use anything they can to get fired up.
if they're taking a 26-24 in the semis like they were today, although they're here again. And you talked about 1 year ago, and with that we bring in the great Holly McPeak. 1 year ago, it was Rachel Wacholder and Elaine Youngs who defeated Mae Walsh. But then that team broke up, and many of us might have thought that Elaine Youngs would have more success with her new partner, but that has not been the case. Turner and Wacholder are really becoming very consistent.
You're right. Well, Tyra Turner is a big, strong, physical player, and a lot of players have kind of feared her coming to this level, and she's playing very consistent. She's setting the ball well. A slow start for her today, but she's a big force at the net and does everything really well. Their whole level of that team has come up with the progression of Tyra Turner.
And the confidence indeed, and Rachel Wacholder recently said, "This is my new partner on the beach for life. I want to be with this girl forever," and they're having the results to kind of justify that statement. The results of the weather are brought to you clearly by none other than Chris McGee down at the sand.
Thanks, Goldie. I'm with the Solar Safe Weather Conditions Report on the AVP Croc Store. And I'll tell you guys, it has cooled off a little bit here, maybe over the last half an hour. It's just below 90 degrees. It's about 89. The sand is still pretty hot at about 110. UV index is 10, pretty high. You guys talked about the wind. That's picked up a little bit. It goes north to south, which is left to right on your screen. And I'll tell you what, the humidity, 38%. And rumor has it, guys, Holly McPeak was out here in the morning for a 2-hour practice. Holly, is that true?
About an hour and a half.
Yeah, it was probably, knowing Holly, it was probably 2 hours, Skeeter.
Well, that's what he said, but I think it was more like an hour and a half. It was hot.
All right.
Yeah, forget the half-hour warm-up for the practice. That didn't count.
5-3 after the service error.
One of the keys that we talked about earlier, at least I did for Carrie and Misty, is serving tough, and I have not seen that tough service game from them. You know, Misty joked about it at the beginning. She says, well, my serve's pretty good in warm-ups, but she's not taking it into the game. I think Misty May and Carrie Walsh are so comfortable with their in-system defense. That's on an easy pass, easy set from the other team. Carrie Walsh is dominant at the net, and they're able to put pressure on the other team. Great down the line over the block by Misty May for the side out.
And Turner off the hands of Carrie Walsh for the point.
Off the block to the right side. Atlanta makes some noise.
Yeah, Tyra, that's a smart play. You don't want to challenge Carrie Walsh at the net, especially when you get a close set. You want to try to work it around, and if you can get it to touch her hand, that's even better.
Oh, there's that big serve of Tyra Turner. And Misty May with a cut.
That was a pretty sharp cut.
Well, that was. Tyra Turner's a big block at the net. This is a good pass by Misty May. Something she's really worked on this season is her passing game, and it sets it up for Carrie Walsh to give her a good set so she can cut it inside the defense of Wacholder and Turner.
7-4 Mae Walsh. They serve Wacholder. Oh, that's a bad pass. Tight at the net. And Walsh uses her 6'3" frame to win that battle.
Yeah, Tyra just missed that set. She bumped it well off the net. That made it easy for Carrie to get it. Well, she had a close set. It wasn't easy, but she poked it over the block and deep into the court.
Come on, come on, come on.
Wacholder handled the serve. Got a good swing at it. And Carrie Walsh, you take it any way you can.
Well, Carrie Walsh, she's not serving that tough, but kind of a short ball, and Rachel's not passing it perfect, not getting the perfect side-out play on her side, and Carrie and Misty are able to transition.
So 9-4 here in game one.
Mine.
Tyra Turner. And that just missed. Sealed off by the block of Misty May.
Tyra Turner for so long has played on the right side, so anytime she can run a back set, she likes that. She feels more comfortable on the right side.
So a rare miss from the right side, but they're in trouble in game one, trailing 10-4. For the second straight year, we are right here inside beautiful Atlantic Station, the Fox Sports Grill. Great restaurants, great shopping, great entertainment for your family and all of your friends. What a foundation here built between Buckhead and downtown Atlanta, which has become the place to be in Hotlanta. Atlantic Station, a 138-acre environmental redevelopment and reclamation project that has been an absolute success here in Midtown. And a success indeed last year here at Atlantic Station for Rachel Wacholder, as she and Elaine Youngs were able to defeat Carrie Walsh and Misty May.
The passing and setting for Wacholder and Turner needs to get better. That's something they've been doing so well the whole tournament. I'm surprised that it's changed for this game.
It seems like something we say week in and week out, Holly, but you cannot give points to Misty May and Carrie Walsh because they're going to earn enough of it themselves. Hit by Carrie Walsh.
That ball came too slowly, and Carrie tried to overhand dig it with their open hands. If the ball is coming fast, you can double hit the ball. When it's coming slow like that, you cannot double hit it. Here it is. She just misses it. It comes over kind of slowly. Carrie tried. The only way to get that was to touch it with their hands. But what I like about that play is that Carrie Walsh was the digger, and she dug a great ball.
2-1 on the kills so far. May Walsh with the advantage.
Touch of the block.
And a swing. Great recognition. And the way that she delays things, Misty, to try to get the defender to commit and then go for that open court.
Well, Misty May established her cut early. So Rachel is thinking, hey, she's going in hard. She's going to cut it. Runs a little bit too narrow into the court. And Misty May uses her deep corner shot, which is a really tough shot to defend.
And yes, she can hammer it when needed as well. Wacholder, dug by May, touched by Walsh. And finished by Rachel Wacholder.
Great shot for 6-12.
Tell you what, Misty and Carrie are playing incredible defense.
They are. That's one of the areas that they've really improved on. This is a pretty good pass by Rachel. She gets a nice back set. Great sharp swing by Rachel, and they're able to transition it over, but Rachel gets a second chance. Hits it over Walsh.
Well, you can see how that first play, how the first attack lined up where the block took all the line and Misty stayed on the angle to dig that ball. They split up the court evenly between the two of them.
Take them any way you can. Holly, it was pretty well documented that there was a coaching change, a tough coaching change made by Carrie Walsh and Misty May, trainer in the offseason. They went to Troy Tanner, the indoor gold medalist, a former coach at BYU. And they had a checklist of things they wanted to fix. We're midway through the Opens this year. Where are they on that checklist of what they want to switch with Troy Tanner and try to improve on?
Yeah, well, they do have a long list. They didn't share all that list with me. But one of the areas was Misty's passing, which she's a pretty good passer, but they've really focused on that, and they think that's been a big improvement in her side-out game. But also, even though she's the best defensive player on tour, they wanted to really improve in that area. And I am seeing her dig and touch more balls than she's ever done.
Perfect example right there. And the point to Misty May. Perfect example of what you're talking about. And you guys have already alluded to, Sinjin, the improvement defensively of May Walsh this year.
One other thing that I wanted to talk about was the swing blocking from Carrie Walsh. That's an area that they wanted to improve.
We can see this again. The block, the set was just too close. There's not much you can do with that. And then over the block, Carrie Walsh, her responsibility was the line, but it was high enough where Misty could run over and dig that ball and then poke it off the block of Tyra.
Misty 8 kills, 6 digs so far, as it's 14-7 in game number 1. The winner by Tyra Turner.
Shot down the line.
You know, it's interesting because they won the gold medal. They've been dominant since basically the Olympic Games. But last year was about Misty May getting in the best condition of her life. And she was so much more dominant last year than even when they were winning in years before. And this year it's been about these two mentally coming together as better teammates than they've ever been before.
Well, I think they're trying to push each other to be better. You know, when you win as much as they do, and they're in the winner's circle a lot, I mean, you can relax. But this team does not want to relax. Carrie Walsh is working on her blocking. She's one of the best blockers in the world, but she's trying to learn swing blocking, and Troy Tanner says she's halfway to where he wants her to be. So she's moving in the right direction. She's blocking great.
She's much more effective when she goes up to attack the ball. She goes hard. The play before, this time she goes very hard at the ball. The time before, she went slow to the ball because she was going to shoot the ball. She's got to go at the ball hard as if she's going to attack it when she shoots the ball.
Serve received by Tyra Turner. She is powerful. And that girl has every shot in the book and maybe a couple extras.
You know, Carrie and Misty are doing a great job on defense of splitting up the court. The blocker takes one side of the court. The digger takes the other side of the court, and that leaves Misty an opportunity on the angle to see the hitter and to get in great position to dig the ball.
Both of these teams in the semifinals 1 and 2, but they were pushed in one of those games. The first game 26-24, Walsh and May against Jenny Johnson-Jordan and Annette Davis. And in the second game, Wacholder and Tyra Turner defeated Denekashe and Fontana 30-28.
One of the things that makes Misty and Carrie so great is they're touching balls and they're controlling them in a good spot where they're able to transition. This is a tight ball. Carrie Walsh puts it in a spot where Misty May can kill it. That's not easy to do off a broken play like that.
16 straight wins, 15 by sweep. 6 straight tournaments have been captured by May Walsh. They were defeated in the semifinals in Miami by Elaine Youngs and Nicole Branna.
And Tyra did the same thing that I saw Carrie do earlier. She went at the ball slowly to try and shoot the ball. She's got to come hard at the ball when she's going to shoot the ball to make it look like an attack.
Timeout down on the court. 18-9 May Walsh running away with game 1, trying to win yet another title. Their 36th straight open on the AVP Crocs Tour as the top seed.
We're getting some touches. We got to be stopped. Hey, on this line, on Misty, we're still moving on that dig. Let's go. Hurry, let's just talk our way through this, okay?
Right
Seeing a
now,
little momentum for game 2, right?
exactly right.
All right, ladies, back out to the sand. Let's put our hands together.
Don't forget, you can log on to avp.com. The AVP Mosaic is up and running, and let me tell you, it's absolutely spectacular. 4 courts covered throughout the entire weekend. You watch all the action live, different angles, different perspectives. If you are an AVP fan, log on to avp.com, go to AVP TV, and enjoy the Mosaic and enjoy the action. It's almost as good as being here. And if you are here, you're watching Carrie Walsh dominate game 1. 19-9 as the world's best tries to capture another team victory. Dominance and consistency certainly May Walsh lead the way, but this year on the AVP Crocs Tour, the team of Diane Denekashe and Barb Fontana, with a combined age of 80 years old, have been in just about every Final Four. A spectacular year thus far, and for more on that, down to the Crocs Lounge and Chris McGee.
Thanks, Goldie. Barb, just chilling in the Crocs Lounge. You're here in the Crocs Lounge with me. I know you wanted to be here.
Absolutely. It's nice to take a good finish at a tournament.
Now, you guys are one of the oldest teams on tour. Goldie just said combined age of 80 years old, but you guys have 6 third-place finishes. You guys are playing unbelievable, but you haven't been to that final. Do you feel it's coming?
I do. You know, we're playing great ball. I think we're playing well enough. We just got to put it together at the right time to get into that final and gun for a win. But that is definitely our goal.
And what's it been for you? I know you've had you've had 2 boys and you've had some back injuries, but it seems like you're stronger now than ever, and you look like you're having a lot of fun out there.
Thank you. Yeah, I just feel great this year. I feel like I've got all my strength back. I feel like I'm playing the best ball of my life, and my life is fulfilled. You know, I want to say hi to my boys, Gil, Lucas, Giovanni, and my life is full. My cup is full, and I'm going for it, and I'm having a really good time.
What's it like being back in Atlanta? You played here in the '96 Olympic Games. You've been to Hanley. The emotions that kind of come when you get to the city.
Yeah, it's an incredible experience going to the Olympic Games. So anytime I come to Atlanta, it's just an added bonus for me. Walking through that airport, seeing the signs for Centennial Park, it's just awesome.
Well, what is it about May and Walsh that make them so good right now? They just seem like they are on a roll and unbeatable.
You know, it looks like they've actually broken their game down over the off season and added some to their repertoire. And as good as they were last year, I think they're better this year.
Thanks, Barb. I appreciate it. And extended luck to you and Diane Denekashe. And we're going to be seeing you in a final soon as Kerry Walsh puts it away for game number 1. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Geeter. 21-9. Yes, 21-9 in game 1. Misty May and Kerry Walsh. Wow. That one seemed to be a bit easy. Sun and smiles this weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. And it looks like we may have the same winner we had, well, last week and the week before and the week before and the week before that. That would be Misty May and Kerry Walsh. Remember, they did not win last year here in Atlanta. In fact, they've never won in the state of Georgia, but they have separated themselves on most occasions from those who compete against them on the AVP Crocs Tour, taking down the number 2 seeds of Wacholder and Turner 21-9 in game number 1. This is the 6th of 7 straight weeks of competition on the AVP Crocs Tour, and then some of the best teams are going to work their way internationally.
I think what I really noticed with Kerry and Misty, and they did it again here, they split up the court. Kerry was blocking the angle. Misty just made a late move to the line, but they are digging a lot of balls. They may not be blocking as many balls, but they're cutting up the court so that the defensive player in the backcourt has a clear view of the attacker and has a better chance to dig instead of the blocker trying to touch everything and get nothing.
When may Walsh do travel internationally with the improvements that they have made to their game with the head coach Troy Tanner? Holly, do you expect to see them as dominant overseas as they have been domestically?
Yes, I do. You know, traditionally they've had great success overseas. Last year they faltered a little bit, but were still pretty darn dominant. You know, going into the international events, they are going to be seeded #1 still.
Wacholder with a swing. And the point. Carrie Walsh said a couple of weeks ago, Sinjin, that she and Misty May would like to get overseas, get a bunch of Olympic points this year, and just put that out of their mind. Qualify, be done with it, and then start to focus on peaking their game, not just qualifying for the games.
Well, what they really want to do is go play in the big money events.
Yeah, that's a good point
and
as well.
those are the events that they get the most points in. So they're going to accomplish two things at the same time. They're going to get the points they need by playing in the Grand Slams and World Championships, and then they're going to make a lot of dough in the meantime. And granted, they don't play as many tournaments as some of the women's teams from around the world, so they're not going to be ranked #1 overall. But if you just take the number of events that they played in versus the other teams that played in the same events, they're going to be on top.
Would you consider them, that being said by Sinjin, Holly, as Tyra Turner got the good put away a moment ago, would you still, though, consider Misty May and Carrie Walsh the #1 team in the world right now?
I would. Their seed is #1 compared to everybody else in the world. They did not win the most amount of tournaments last year, but they played in half the amount as the other foreign teams.
Very deep serve that time by Tyra Turner. And, of course, you can also talk about the fact that Tyra Turner and Rachel Wacholder would like to be that second team. Obviously, Elaine Youngs and Nicole Branna, Boston Ross, McPeak and Tom, you never know. I mean, there's so many battling for that #2 spot to try to play in the Olympic Games as well. The focus right now, though, is winning on the AVP Crocs Tour, and most Sundays, that's exactly what May Walsh do. Crocs Cup standings through 7 events. Misty May and Carrie Walsh, winners of 6 of those 7. Nicole Branna and Elaine Youngs with a slight advantage over the team playing right here in the finals. Tyra Turner and Rachel Wacholder. We talked about what a fine season it has been so far for Diane Denekashe and Barb Fontana. Mike Goldberg, Sinjin Smith, Holly McPeak, Chris McGee. Our crew here on the AVP Crocs Tour. Better second game for Turner Wacholder. They lead 5-2. He got crushed in game 1. And she found the line.
Well, clearly a way better start in game 2. They're not making the mistakes they made in game 1. And the breaks are going their way. First, that's not a break. That's just a flat-out good dig. But watch this shot. Right over to the line, just barely catching the line. That ball was out last game. This game, it's in.
6-2. And the perfect shot again by Misty May. The thing is, though, is when May Walsh or Wacholder and Turner or whoever else goes overseas, Holly, they will have the experience and the great competition week in and week out of their home tour, the AVP Crocs Tour. And not every country can brag about having such a solid foundation on their local soil.
Well, we by far have the best tour in the world. I mean, nobody else has this type of competition, these types of crowds, 18 events, playing for great money. We are, as Americans, are so fortunate to have the AVP Crocs Tour, and that prepares us for everything else that we face.
The #1 country, other than the United States, is Brazil, and it shows you. They have a great tour, but other countries, I don't think they have it. At least they have tours, but they don't have tours that actually support the players the way the U.S. Tour, the AVP Tour does, and the Brazilian Tour, and those are really the two top countries in the world.
And those are where you see many of the gold medalists coming from.
Exactamente.
Thank you, sir. 7-4 Wacholder Turner. Tyra Turner off the block of Kerry Walsh.
Well, the pass set game for Wacholder and Turner is so much more solid. Even that was kind of a risky set going back in this win for Tyra Turner, but she's so comfortable on the right, being a right-sider most of her career. She sees the court a lot better from there.
Tight at the net, and may able to win the joust.
I like the way they're serving. Rachel serving short, moving him forward, having him back up to get an approach, and then that time serving deep, forcing Misty to go way deep to pass that ball, and then the set having to go farther, and then she did make a good shot of pokey over the block, though.
Well, Tyra Turner, that was a tight ball at 6-1. She needs to grab that ball and be more aggressive at the net. That was a chance for a point.
Another tight one at the net. And Walsh had Rachel Wacholder going left, and the ball goes right.
For 6-8.
At least from Rachel's perspective.
That's something that Walsh and May do so well. Off deflections off the block. Kerry knows if it's off a deflection, she's got to turn and put the ball away. So she doesn't have to jump, but she puts herself in a position where she can see the court and hits to the open area.
Serving Wacholder at 8-6. And Walsh creeping right back into this game, too. Make it 8-7. Here they come again.
What a great dig by Misty, laying out, diving to get that one-handed up in the air and then putting the ball away. Here it is. She dives out. She gets it one-handed. It's a decent set and hits the ball off the block and down.
So that somewhat of a large lead enjoyed early by Wacholder and Turner has just about disappeared. Well, it's officially gone now with the root by Kerry Walsh. Tied at 8.
Well, that set was about, what, a foot off the net? I think Rachel thought, oh, it's far enough. I'll try and hit this one. And Kerry goes, She reaches hard into the angle and stuffs that back. And Rachel, I think, landed it just a little bit on Kerry's foot and may have twisted her ankle just a tiny bit. You see her look down right after she landed. I think she landed on Kerry's foot, tweaked her foot, but I think she's going to be okay.
It's funny, I don't know if the tweak happened on the pass or on the landing. Something funny happened after the pass as well.
Uh-oh. They regathered composure and earned the point, make it 9-8.
9-8, like to make another great thank you to
Both
the
Rachel and Tyra said, hey, you know what? When you're going to play Kerry Misty, you know you have to go aggressive. You cannot be tentative against this team, even if the set's off the net. And I think they probably reminded themselves of that after game one. Said, hey, we need to be aggressive every chance we can get.
Rachel and Tyra just matched the point total from game one with their 9th point. This one, closely contested. Great dig by Rachel Wacholder, but she nets. 9-9.
Well, she went up. She was off the net, but she knows that she has to earn her points against this team and win up aggressive. Just a little too aggressive into the net.
But she keeps favoring that right ankle. So there's something going on there. We'll see if she can continue without it bothering her too much.
Oh, my. You don't see that very often.
No, that's a very risky play because when you're shooting the ball with your hands overhand over the net, you've got to be facing in the direction the ball goes. And granted, she turned her body and gave away what she was doing. It's just nobody expected that.
What's it work about once a season?
That's it. That shot won't go down anymore.
Rachel with a short serve to Misty May. Misty May perfectly placed and pitched.
Well, I like the short serve. You know, Nicole Branna and EY did that last weekend against Misty, and they had some success. When you have a big blocker standing at the net, and your hitter has to pass short, back up, and take an approach, I think it's an advantage to the defense.
Kerry Walsh serving right down the middle again. Here's Wacholder.
Come on. What do you expect?
And May with a cut. So 11-10, Misty May and Carrie Walsh have their lead here. Down to the Santa Chris McGee.
Thanks, guys. Here with Rachel. Rachel, first I want to ask you about your ankle. Looks like you're hobbling around. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Okay. You look like you guys have settled down a little bit. You're serving short to Misty, getting her in some trouble.
Yeah, I mean, we've been able to score some points, but we're also giving up some kind of easy side-out points. So we need to clean up our side-out game.
All right, good luck the rest of the way. Appreciate that, Rachel. Rachel and Tyra leading down 11-10 here in game number 2. We'll be back in Atlanta in just a moment.
Welcome back to Championship Court, the AVP Crocs Tour Atlanta Open here at beautiful Atlantic Station. 11-10 here in Game 2. Don't forget, Mosaic is up and running, avp.com. Follow us all season long. 4 courts, live action. avp.com for all the latest news on the AVP Crocs Tour. Tied at 11 after the deep serve.
Okay, it has to be flawless ball right now. Tyra and Rachel have to play without making unforced errors.
11 losses on the AVP Crocs Tour. 5 times they have lost to Rachel Wacholder and her teammates.
You know, Tyra Turner has not been jump serving for most of the tournament. I've seen her come out in the final, and now she's jump serving. I don't know if they're trying to be more aggressive, but one of the reasons she went away from it is because they were making too many errors. She said, hey, let's just put the pressure on the other team by keeping the ball in the court.
A swing and successfully pointed by Misty May. Carrie Walsh, 2 straight points, 13-11.
Rachel wasn't able to get that ball over the block. Carrie reached that big 6'3" frame up, touched that ball, and then was able to give Misty a great set, and then hits it into the corner. That's impossible to dig.
11-10 was the first lead of this Game 2 for May Walsh. They trailed throughout most of the early going, but have fought their way back in. And now lead by just 1.
You know, there's a big difference between pushing the ball up to the net so you have a good attack on the ball and pushing it too tight. With Carrie Walsh up there, if it's within 1 foot of the net, it's dangerous.
The number 1 or number 2 seeds on the women's side of this tour have won 58 straight opens, amazingly. And a rare miss by Misty May.
Well, that's a tight set with Rachel up there. With Tyra up there. You know, a close set, that's dangerous.
Short serve. On 2.
Wow.
That takes care of that.
Yeah, you know, that's something we don't see very often. Carrie Walsh rarely terminates like that. She sees the open court and chops it around, but here she goes in aggressive and hits the small part of the court. Very impressive.
14-13, Walsh to serve. Good swing by Wacholder. And a better dig.
Oh, she netted. Tyra netted. What? That was an incredible hit by Rachel, but a better dig by Misty. I can't believe the digs by Misty, mostly Misty, but Carrie has also made some great digs this match.
That's been a huge area for them, and you think, gosh, you know, Misty was already the best defensive player on tour. She's getting better. Troy Tanner just told me, he's like, her defense is way better than it has been. I said, oh, great. That's all we need.
Makes it just a bit tougher for everyone else.
Yes, it does.
Last year, she was not just the MVP, but was named by her peers the Defensive Player of the Year was Misty May.
Again, I think those sets are just too tight. With Carrie up there, that's just too tight, and it forced Rachel to do a shot she didn't want to do.
I agree. I think if Rachel pushes her pass up a little bit more, Tyra Turner can go a little bit more up and down instead of feeling like she has to push it too tight to the net.
16-13, critical time for Wacholder and Turner. And that's a huge point there. 17-13, May Walsh.
Look at that. Another dig. Incredible dig. Again, I think, see, Carrie Walsh seals the line, absolutely seals the line, and we can see Rachel just like Misty can see her, so she can line her up and dig that ball.
I like that perspective because it's like you're out there on the court playing behind Carrie Walsh's block, which looks like a lot of fun to play behind.
Yeah.
Well, you do, playing behind Stokely.
The big Stokey.
She's held.
Sometimes I didn't even have to play.
Misty May, Carrie Walsh. Would it be accurate to say, Holly, have gotten back into this game too, starting with their defense?
Well, definitely. They started down 2-5, and their defense is the difference. I mean, every time they dig a ball, they transition and put it away. That's another thing. A lot of teams can dig balls, but can they put it away? And that's the hard part.
Well, they have done so pretty much perfectly in Game 1 and here in Game 2. 13-13. This is a 4-0 run to make it 17-13. They ended Game 1 on a 7-0 run. More great defense. And another finish.
The finish is the big deal for me. The dig is spectacular, but Carrie Walsh is putting the ball in a position where Misty May can put it away, and she's using all parts of the court. But great layout, left-handed dig, and here she gets behind the ball and uses the block of Rachel Wacholder right down the line.
Well, I think it's a mistake that Rachel's even blocking. Tyra has got to come up. She's got to control that net. She's the bigger player out there, taller player. She's got to control that net even after the ball goes over the net and Rachel hits it.
Oh, she caught him.
Hey, I thought you guys said only one per season.
That was different, though. That
one
was
hand.
different.
Yeah, one hand shot. The bump is different.
That's her one bump per season.
Okay, so she had a bump and an overhand.
Amazing it happened in the same game. 18-14. Walsh, 19-14. You said right at the top of the show when you were navigating the match, Holly, Turner and Wacholder had to avoid strings of points put together by May Walsh. They have not done that.
They have not. This is a nice set by Misty May, telling Carrie Walsh to wait on her approach, and she hits high off the hands right in the corner. But no, they're giving up too many points on their side out. I don't think they're pushing the pass up to the net, making it an easy set for each other.
19-15.
That was one of their better passes, closer to the net, so Tyra Turner can go more up and down and give Rachel more court to hit into.
Well, she sees the court. If the ball's up in front of her, when she approaches, she can see the net, see the blocker, see the defense, everything in front of her. When she has to look from behind her for the ball coming from behind her, she can't look at the net and the block and the defense.
Exactly. It's so much easier to keep everything in front of you. You want to pass forward, set forward. I would say that Misty May and Carrie Walsh are in rhythm and playing some good, comfortable volleyball.
That was absolutely destroyed. Misty knew there was no block up. She went up and just unleashed on this one. Kaboom!
You cannot drop early on Misty May. She sees the court too well.
And it is game, match, championship point. And it's all For the first time ever, Mae Walsh have won in the state of Georgia. 21-9, 21-15. Misty May Trainer and Carrie Walsh win their 7th straight tournament on the AVP Crocs Tour. We'll come back and talk to our winners and so much more when we continue our coverage from Atlantic Station of the AVP Crocs Tour, where Mae Walsh won again. You will not. That is correct. You will not. I got to talk to you about that one. Yeah. I will for sure, buddy. All right. Enjoy the day. Thanks, bud. Bye-bye. Jackson's hot.
Has Leonard tried to bring his voice down? Has he tried to speak lower? He gets excited, he pushes, and it gets high.
And our #1 fan, Reginald, right there, the Dancing King.
Reggie getting some shout-outs. Carrie Walsh, a big day. I know a few weeks ago we celebrated Misty May going to be the winningest player, and now you moved into the 2nd spot, so I know that that's important.
Congratulations, Carrie. I love you, girl.
Thanks, darling. Yeah, it's a big day for me. You know, I caught up to Holly, and Holly, you know, set the standard so high, and we have so much respect for her. And Holly, we are forever grateful. And I want to remind you of that tournament in Brazil. We should each have one more, but I played like crap, so I'm sorry about that. That was like 6 years ago. Anyhow, like Misty said, Atlanta, you guys have been great. We love Atlantic Station. We love being here. We love winning here. You guys helped us, absolutely. The dance-off last night was fantastic. Reggie, you're a stud. And all the ball kids, Corey, I see a lot of familiar faces from last year. You guys, the AVP Tour would not survive without you guys, without the fans, so thank you so much. My mother flew out here and surprised me on Friday. Margie Walsh, I love you so much. You are the best in the world. And congratulations to Misty May, 76. And we'll see you guys next year.
And now it's time for the Barefoot Wine Champagne Bubbly Coast. Don't run out of the getting you. It's time to come together. Trying to run away from you. Get him, Carrie.
It's a celebration. Yes, ma'am. Bingo. Hello. You good? Oh, yes, you right. I don't leave you. You down there drink beer. I come, I work. I will be here working. You go play now. I take care of you.
How long usually?
20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not in a hurry, though. Right here. So you want to ride with us then? So you actually expect us to take you? You want us to take you, really? As a celebration to last throughout the years. The AVP Croc Store Atlanta Open at Atlantic Station has been brought to you by Refreshingly Smooth Bud Light. Always worth it. By Crocs. Play hard. Live comfortably. By Nautica. Navigate life. And as always, the AVP Tour reminds you to vive responsibly. Here's today's Xbox 360 play of the match. A lopsided win indeed, 21-9, 21-15, and that is a true hammer for our play of the match. And now our weekly Gatorade Champions interview with Chris McGee. And once again, Misty May and Carrie Walsh.
Thanks, Goldie. Appreciate that. Misty May, a big day for you guys, and it was pretty much dominant. Really, Annette and Jenny pushed you a little bit in the semifinals, but almost a perfect performance for you, too.
You know, Carrie and I felt really in sync with each other, and, I mean, I'm very excited with the way we played, and we know we can do this, you know? It's just a matter of putting it all together each weekend. But I'm very proud of Carrie, and this is her 73rd victory. And, you know, I'm glad that I was there for her and could bring her this.
Yeah, you guys just seem, Carrie, that you're more in sync than ever before, and what a great day for you. We celebrated it for Misty a couple weeks ago, but 73 is a nice place to be.
Absolutely, and Misty has taken me there, like she said, and it's been so fun. And to be up there with Holly is fantastic. I'm absolutely honored and humbled, and I'm not stopping anytime soon. But about this tournament, I just want to say that the level of volleyball in the AVP is ridiculous right now. Jenny, Nettie, Rachel, and Tyra didn't play that well in the final, but people are elevating their level of play, and it's so fun, and it's pushing us and making everyone better. So we're having a good time out here.
Does that make you guys a lot better, Misty? Do you go? You gotta bring it every single time.
Oh, most definitely. Even when the chips are down, we've been through a lot of things together, Carrie and I. We've been through different experiences, being down in the third game and coming back and winning. And we kept it calm. We didn't freak out when we were down. But like Carrie said, everybody's playing better, and you can't, whether we're playing the 32nd seed or the 17th or 16th seed as our second round, you can't take anybody for granted out here.
Well, Misty May and Carrie Walsh, that's 7 in a row on the AVP Crocs Tour. Number 76 for you, 73 for you. Are now officially the 2 winningest players of all time. So congratulations, Carrie and Misty.
And Geeter, their 70th domestic international win in their 102nd tournament as teammates. This concludes our coverage of the AVP Crocs Tour Atlanta Open, where once again in the women's final, May Walsh defeat Wacholder and Turner 2-0. For St. John Smith, Holly McPeak, and Chris McGee, Mike Goldberg saying so long from Atlanta, where you've been watching the AVP Crocs Tour.